Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this emergency live. Something strange, something weird is happening in Washington, D.C. in preparation for the Donald Trump inauguration. Clay, what was the guy's name? Clay, I don't remember the pastor that prophesied that Trump's pastor Brandon Biggs. That's right. He prophesied Trump getting shot. He prophesied the Trump Tower Cybertruck on New Year's Eve, the Bourbon Street, what happened there on New Year's Eve. 2 days ago, he prophesied that Washington, D.C., there's a big chance it will be attacked. He had visions. He made prophecies. And I'm like, great, cool. Today, they have changed the inauguration, and they're blaming it on weather. Trump will not be in public. This will be a private, behind closed doors, highly secured inauguration. We haven't had one like this, if I'm not mistaken, since 1986. We're going to get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Here's what they are saying. If you're a believer like me, pray for the inauguration. Pray for what's happening. Pray for the safety of Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe it's gonna be all right, and he's gonna get in office, but something strange is happening, and I don't like it. We're gonna read this article, and then I wanna show you guys the prophecy. Let's look at what's happening. Breaking: Trump swearing in ceremony moved indoors due to cold weather. Trump releases statement. Before we continue, please do me a huge favor. Smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Make sure you have bell notifications on. Let's connect, all of us freedom-loving patriots all over the world. Let's connect and leave me a comment. Where are you watching me from? I see your comments. Love you guys. Let's get right into it. President Trump's swearing-in ceremony will likely be moved indoors to the Capitol Rotunda due to cold weather. According to CNN, President Trump's inaugural parade will also be moved indoors. Temperatures in Washington, D.C. are expected to be in the 20s on Monday. This will be the coldest inauguration since Ronald Reagan's second swearing-in ceremony in 1985, where temperatures dipped below zero with wind chills. Can I tell you guys the very first thing that came to my mind when I saw this here? Where's Trump's? Okay, and I'm going to read you Trump's truth. What came to my mind, because of the prophecies, I'm going to get the screen back up. Here's the very first thing that came to my mind. The Lord is protecting Trump with a cold blizzard. The very first thing that I heard in my spirit, the Lord is protecting the inauguration with this cold blizzard. So if Trump is inside, they're going to have helicopters everywhere. They have helicopters that are going to be flying around, and I looked this up. This is one of the only inaugurations. This only happened, I believe, in Bush's second inauguration, because we were at war. Radiation helicopters were flying. They were making sure there was no radiation bombs or anything. Trump is going to have that. Also, there are 4,000 police officers from all over the nation that are volunteering to protect Trump. Also, 8,000 National Guards members are volunteering to protect Trump, on top of Secret Service, DC police, and Trump is hiring a private security team company to protect the inauguration. And I believe the Lord stepped in and said, we're going to take it one step further. This is just what I feel. I'm going to send a cold blizzard, get everyone inside. I will protect Trump. Do you really think that the Lord would allow Trump to be harmed after everything we've been to? Oh, God's like, you know what? I'll let him get shot in the ear. Then I'll let the guy shoot 7 times at him while he's playing golf and misses. Then everything else, I won't let him go to prison. I won't let him get and see the inside of a prison cell. But let's do it on inauguration day. My God, it's too big. So I truly believe that this cold blizzard is coming in to get them inside, because I think The swamp wants Trump outside for this inauguration. Here's what Trump said. January 20th cannot come fast enough. Everybody, even those that initially opposed a victory by President Donald John Trump and the Trump administration, just want it to happen. It is my obligation to protect the people of our country. But before we even begin, we have to think of the inauguration itself. The weather forecast for Washington, D.C., with the wind chill factor, could take temperatures into severe record lows. There is an Arctic blast sweeping the country. I don't want to see people hurt or injured in any way. It is dangerous conditions for the tens of thousands of law enforcement, first responders, police canines, and even horses, and hundreds of thousands of supporters that will be outside for many hours on the 20th. In any event, if you do decide to come, dress warmly. Therefore, I have ordered the inauguration address, in addition to prayers and other speeches, to be delivered in the United States Capitol Rotunda, as was used by Ronald Reagan in 1985, also because of very cold weather. The various dignitaries and guests will be brought into the Capitol. This will be a very beautiful experience for all, and especially for the large TV audience. He goes on to say, we will open Capital One Arena on Monday for live viewing of this historic event and to host the presidential parade. I will be joining the crowd at Capital One after my swearing in. All other events remain the same, including the victory rally at Capital One Arena on Sunday at 3 p.m. Doors open at 1. Please arrive early. And all 3 inaugural balls on Monday evening. Everyone will be safe. Everyone will be happy. And we will together make America great again. Now, so we see that they are, for me, look, it's the 17th. We got 17th, 18th, 19th, wake up. Look, and I've said this, I think leading up to the election, I've said this maybe 100 times. Pray for the election, but don't think that if Trump wins, because I never said, I guarantee Trump's going to win. I've never said that. I've never made crazy predictions. Closer we got to the election, I said, I believe Trump's going to win. Everything is more and more in his favor. More prophets are coming out and saying he's going to win. The numbers were in his favor. Even though every other voice, every faceless voice, everybody, Blue Anon, Jewanon, was saying he won't win. It's da-da-da. I still believed he was gonna. It just made sense. The numbers made sense. But I said, when Trump wins, if he wins, the battle just begins. The spiritual battle, the physical battle, the mental battle, the military battle, the battle to make America great again begin when Trump won. It didn't end. Here's the second part. I want to take you to the prophecy. Before I do continue, I gotta keep the show running. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Verity Metals for sponsoring this live. Who's Verity Metals? Well, this is a Patriot, family-owned gold, silver, and precious metal IRA firm. Huge Trump supporters who donated to the Trump campaign regularly, donated to Trump's inaugural fund, and they love the Patriot community, and they want to help you protect your finances, IRAs, 401ks, your retirement plans, the constitutional, biblical way, physical, gold, and silver. And they love Patriots so much that if you call them and tell them you are calling from Vlad's show, you will get free silver on your next order. So call 480-717-9081. That's the owner, my good friend Matthew Geiger. He'll take care of you. Tell him Vlad sent you. Boom. That's it. Here's the prophecy. So this is his original prophecy from, I believe, April 8th.
All throughout, and I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame. I'm talking, people say he's saved now, but he becomes really on fire for Jesus, for what I saw coming all through.
So for those that don't know, I go to Trinity Church. Pastor Mark Driscoll, he was preaching a sermon called Vote Like Jesus. When Trump's team heard it, they invited my pastor, Pastor Mark Driscoll, and his wife to Mar-a-Lago to meet Trump. And when he came back, he actually testified that Trump told him he really started believing in Jesus when he got shot. And he was actually water baptized 2 weeks before the election, which is amazing. I love it. Let's go. Who's this bald guy? Hey, you're the weasel, bald guy. Don't call my people out here. This is my audience. What are you doing here? You're probably, oh, you are so outed. You're probably, you sit there, listen to, I guarantee you this guy listens to faceless voices and probably registered this many voters. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue. So here's what he said leading. This was, I believe, 3 days ago. Let's watch it together.
It all started, I mean, I was just worshiping and just praying like I normally do, y'all. And all of a sudden I was like, poof. And I told my wife, I said, get the phone. You got to record it. I could see, and it was the vision was putting all out in front of me. And I saw farming equipment. I saw massive farming equipment that was, it looked like on the East Coast, this farming equipment was. And there were silos. And the Lord said, I want you to focus on fertilizer. And all of a sudden, it was like everything was coming at me very fast. And I could see these men buying lots of fertilizer since this summer over the course of quite a while. It looked like I could see. So you're not able to see the vision. So I have to describe what I saw. I forget, y'all. So bear with me. I saw trees. I saw leaves on the trees. I saw the summer grass growing. It was hot outside. And I saw these men collecting fertilizer through different places so that they would not be detected. Okay. It was like different locations buying fertilizer in bulk as much as they could without drawing suspicion. That's the way I would say it. And so these men were buying this fertilizer, and so they were storing it. And I saw massive dump trucks.
By the way, I want to say something really quickly. I don't believe that everything he says is accurate. There were some things that he said came to pass to the last point, to detail. And there's some things he said that never came to pass. So again, the Bible tells us, test all spirits, test the prophets, right? It doesn't say just take everything and believe it, but be cautious, test it. And I just want to say, just because a prophet or someone claims to be a prophet says something's going to happen, don't take it too seriously. Like, he got Trump's shooting perfectly. He got New Year's perfectly. There was other things he said take perfectly, but there were some things he said that didn't come to pass. So, but what I find interesting and why I'm showing you this is because he makes this prediction, and the very next day, Washington, D.C. says, we are going to have a very weird, not normal inauguration, but don't worry, everything's okay and everything's normal. You get what I'm saying? That's the only way I want to show you this.
With separation of in the back of these dump trucks, separation with 50-gallon drums, all filled with different kind of chemicals to make what was happened in Oklahoma City back in the 90s. Okay. This happened in the 90s, and it was a massive thing, not black powder, but this fertilizer stuff. and I saw fertilizer in in a big dump truck, and the dump truck was like a big diesel that looked like construction workers. They had purchased a massive construction vehicle, like dump truck thing, and they put all this in so that it would cause a major catastrophic event. So they made the front of it armor proof, bulletproof. Like you could not like shoot it and to make it stop it. So like very, very strong armor was on the front of this truck underneath it. So it wasn't able to be seen really well. Okay. And I saw these men, and this is going to go a lot of different places. Okay. So you have to just listen to what I'm trying to tell y'all. I saw these men with these vests on in the front cab of the truck, vest on, and they had explosives on these vests, and there was 2 men in the truck, and they took the truck and they used it to go through police barricade and military barricades in Washington, D.C. And when they did this and they tried to stop them,
I want to highlight this comment. There are actually instances in the Bible where God appears angry to people and says, look, to the Israelites, and says, that's it. I'm done with you. I'm wiping you off the face of the planet. I can't take it anymore. And then they fall on their knees and they repent and they fast and they pray, and he would forgive them and say, okay. Or he would be going to destroy a nation. Righteous people of God would stand in the gap and pray, even though the prophetic word already went out. And then they would pray, and God would be like, I will forgive them because of your prayers, right? Fervent prayers of a righteous man doeth much. So this is what I think. But I want to go to the last couple minutes here on his closing.
Major events trying to take place to bring fear upon the American people and to realize that we're not as safe as what you all thought we were.
Now, he continues to say, pray for the nation, pray for everything. But I wanted to underline what he said there. Fear. They want to bring fear unto the nation of America. What do we know about fear? For you have not been given the spirit of fear, but of what? Of strength, of love, and of a sound mind. What does fear do? Even the strongest man breaks under fear. Even the most, what does fear do psychologically? It confusion, anxiety, depression. But the Bible tells, and so what does the enemy always want to do? Bring in fear, chaos, confusion. That's why I always say, be careful listening to crazy predictions. I listen to literally I listen to everything, but I take everything with a grain of salt, right? I don't don't let nothing discourage you or make you lose sleep. The Bible says, instead of anxiety, what do you do if you're anxious, if you have fear, if you have worry? You give it to him in prayers. You trust him. You intercede. And I believe I don't think this cold storm is happening on accident. I think it is supernaturally divine, so that the Lord, who controls the weather, who controls the hearts, who controls day and night, the sun, the moon, everything, is laughing right now at the people that want to cause chaos, confusion, the people that want to destroy Trump in America. God is laughing at them and saying, I'm just going to snap my finger or blow that way. And it's going to be so cold that you're going to change your mind and go home. You're going to go from a suicide bomber to, it's too cold. You're going to go from a terrorist to maybe in June. Trust me, I really believe, and here's my VLAD prediction. Monday's going to come. Screenshot this, record this. Monday's going to come. and Trump will be inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States. There might be some things that might happen. Maybe some people will go to jail. But on the 21st, we are going to wake up in a new country, a country where the adults are back in charge. And then Trump's DOJ, FBI, ICE are gonna start cleaning up the streets. They're gonna clean up from the East Coast to the West Coast, from up north to down south, from border to border, sea to shining sea. They are gonna go back to work. And these bad guys, that Joe Biden, and yes, that's right, VLAD, baby. More predictions right than Blue Anon and QAnon and JUAnon got right. But all joking aside, and on the 21st, Trump's team of patriots is going to be released into the country to go get all the bad guys that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris allowed in. The ones that are sitting right now and thinking, how do we destroy this nation? How do we bring down this nation? How do we harm this nation? Trump's people on the 21st are going to go and get them. Not only that, there are tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of Americans, patriot Americans that are going to Washington, D.C., besides all the volunteers, the police officers, and everything else, and the National Guard and Secret Service and private security groups and the military to protect the inauguration. There's going to be a lot of people in the audience that are trained soldiers, police officers. Some of the most special unit officers and soldiers who have been overseas and saw combat and know what to look for. They're going there to enjoy Trump's inauguration, but at the same time, they are going there with knowledge of something could happen. And they are going there with eyes in the back of their heads. So besides the people that are on duty and being paid, there's going to be tens of thousands of patriots there who also, if they see trouble, they will stop it. Not only that, his video has gotten millions of views. And I guarantee you, Trump's team saw it, military officials saw it, police officers in DC saw it, National Guard, or just patriots are going there who saw it, who are now know what to look for. According to scripture, prophecies are given for what? Edification, exhortation, and then the word of wisdom like this is given for what? To get people ready and prepare them for something that's coming. So this is what's happening. So these preachers who teach people to observe his birthday on December 25th. Look, I celebrate Christmas on December 25th. But when in our house, we actually know what we're celebrating. It's not the Christmas tree. It's not the Santa Claus. The thing is, should I love my wife and honor her and worship her once a year on the day we married, or every day? Every day. Now, I think it's like this. It's Apostle Paul writes in the New Testament. He says, some of you observe days, some of you don't observe days. Some of you observe the moon, some don't. He said, but hey, as long as you're doing it unto the Lord, don't bring in worship idol. Kind of like Easter, like in Russia and in America, we celebrate Easter, like they celebrate Easter same day as we. But the argument that I heard, well, you're worshiping Esther, it doesn't make sense. Here's why. Because in Russia, Easter is called Pascha, same as in Ukraine, Belarus, and Eastern Europe. Easter and Pascha are completely different words and do not mean the same thing at all. But it's like its own version of resurrection, right? And so if the whole world was actually worshiping Esther, then why is their name so much different and not even close to ours? Right? It's as long as you understand, get the idols out. From here, teach your kids, hey, it ain't Santa, it's Jesus' blessings. It ain't about presents. It ain't about a big meal. It's about our Lord. Now, we worship his birth, death, and resurrection 365 days a week. But I agree. A lot of Christians have walked away from the meaning of Christmas. I'll take it one step further. A lot of people go to church and they worship demons while they're there. They go to church on Sunday service where the gospel is preached and they worship demons. Why? Because they worship the pastor, they worship the song, they sing pretty songs, they do really good raising hands, they worship the outfit that they wear, they worship the people that they meet. They come and leave the same, and it was all about interactions with other people. That's it. They didn't encounter the Lord. The Lord was not even on their minds. They worshiped their church service became their God, and it became their, how do you call it? Their higher power. The thing, not the Lord, but Sunday became the Lord. So we can twist anything. With that being said, VLAD and unofficial prediction. Monday, we might see some things, but it's not going to be all out chaos, death, and destruction. Kind of like with the when the RNC happened. He actually prophesied that people are going to come try to harm Trump again. They did. 2 people came wanting to harm Trump. One of them was pew-pewed and unalived by the Secret Service outside of the RNC, and because he had guns and he was trying to run up onto Trump's motorcade the very first evening when Trump was rolling in. And then on the final day, someone showed up with a bunch of guns and was caught and arrested. This happened in Milwaukee, Wisconsin during the RNC. And he actually prophesied that they were supposed to do much more damage than just get caught. But people prayed and divine intervention came. Well, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we got 17, 18, 19, and a wake up. I'm going to be here live streaming all day. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. So make sure to subscribe. Smash that thumbs up button right now. We're going to have a fantastic weekend, fantastic day. I got some more great content coming out later on today that I'm working on. So stay tuned. God bless you. I'm out.